1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. The number one energy could easily be misunderstood as being cold and even mean at times, when in all reality, this is your protector. And whenever the number one energy is misunderstood as being cold and mean and whatnot, this is this energy protecting itself. Because with the number one energy being ruled by the ego, and the number one energy being the protector and the provider and things like that, it is important. It's like this energy is operating within its nature when it is being protective over those that it loves and when it is being protective over itself. Something that the number one energy should consider is that whenever the number one energy is being protective over themselves and the way others see them, this is due to insecurities, in the sense that the number one energy has to do with, original ideas. It's like ideas flows into the number one energy because the number one represents the beginning of time. But the number one energy also represents our ego, how we identify with the physical realm and all things physical around us. So a lot of the times, number one, you will identify with your things in the sense that you see yourself in the people that you love, like they're attachments of you. It's like they're a limb of yours, and the things that you own, they will represent you and who you are, because they're attachments of you. It's like, your car looks good, it means you look good. Your clothes look good, it means you look good. It's like these things are extensions of ourselves. But we can run into problem when basically we might not be where we think we should be financially. So because we aren't where we think we should be financially, we might allow these things to define who we are, when these things should never define who we are. The true definition of who you are should play a big part when it comes to your spiritual and your emotional growth. Because if you are constantly growing spiritually and emotionally, then that means you can lose everything today and gain it all back next week. Because it is all about the energy that embodies you, the energy that life-giving force that exists within you, not the physical things that exist around you. The physical things are basically a product of your internal world, your inner world. Whatever you think of, the physical things is a reflection of what someone once thought of. And you are the most powerful person when it comes to using your brain and thinking of new and innovative ways of being. But if you identify with your physical reality, then this can create self-esteem issues, and this could create a lot of procrastination, where instead of being that number one energy who is direct mover and shaker, creating new beginnings, you are frozen into place because you are so identified with your physical reality that you are so concerned about what people will think of you. So because you are frozen in place because of what people will think of you, this stops you from putting yourself out there and making your dreams come true. So this is why it is extremely important to not put so much identification with the things or even the people in our lives, because that's like a parent who basically identifies with their children to the point where your children's mistakes represents the kind of parent that you are. To where if your child makes an innocent mistake, it's like you're looking at yourself as a failure And then in reality, you're projecting that energy to your child and then letting them know that you think they are a failure, even though you don't think that. You're just projecting that out to them because that's how you think of yourself. But they're reading it as you seeing them that way. You not seeing them as good enough. You not seeing them as capable. You know, it's like our parent fails and makes a mistake. And if we identify with that parent, if they're an extension of ourselves, then we now see ourselves as a failure because that thing is an extension of us. So it can be dangerous when we allow things to be an extension of us. They shouldn't be an extension of us. They should be a reflection of us. You know, basically our friends are a reflection of us. We can see the good within us. We can see our good within them also, and we can also see the bad in ourselves within them. The things in our physical reality is a reflection of our inner world. You know, when it comes to my inner world, I like nature. So within my inner space, there is nature, but it doesn't define who I am. So yes, number one energy, you know, a lot of the times because of that, you are misunderstood as being cold, detached, and things like that. But in all reality, you are just a protector and a provider. And with you identifying, misunderstanding the physical reality and identifying with it, basically you stop yourself from being those things because you get stage fright. You fear failing, or you don't see yourself as good enough. So because you don't see yourself as good enough, you are frozen in place and don't want to take any chances because of the embarrassment of failing. And in some case, for some people, it might be the fear of winning, because maybe winning means that, you know, you're going to have to walk away from certain friendships and connections because maybe you subscribe to a way of thinking that those who have money are evil. So now that you've evolved to becoming wealthy, you're considered one of those evil people. So you don't fit in that circle of friends anymore. You know, that's just a random example. So this is my video on why the number one energy is misunderstood by others, or why the number one energy misunderstands itself, or just misunderstanding when it comes to the number one energy, period. If you're still here with me, drop me a blue heart in the comment box below, or, you know, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.